to my channel, So, I remember this, I think it was like a week ago, right? So, I was gonna make a turn, right? And when I turn, it's gonna be into a merge, right? So, I tried to merge, and it was a car beside me, right? So, I tried to turn, and I was in a bigger car, right? I think I was in SUV, right? So it was another car right beside me, right? As I was turning, right? So I think the wheel went over the little sidewalk thingy, right? And it made it like a thump. So when it made a thump, it sounded like it crashed into something, right? So the person was right beside me, was trying to turn, right? He thought I hit him, right? So to me, or to him, he thinks that I hit him and I did a hit and run, right? But that didn't happen, right? It happened, but it didn't like happen like I crashed into him. I crashed into like the pavement sidewalk slash with the like the stop sign, right? But he thought I crashed into him, so he stopped the car, right? And I kept going because I crashed into my own self, right? So there's no need for me to call the police because I crashed into myself, right? Who's gonna get in trouble? Myself, right? So it made no sense to like stop there and wait for the police to say make a report that I crashed. Apparently I crashed into myself because I crashed into like a sidewalk and there's like a little stop sign, right? So I crashed into that. I kept going. The guy thinks I did a hit and run, but I didn't care because I did do a hit and run, but I hit the pole and the thing there, right? So I kept going, and I'm still picking up my sister, right? So I went over there, right? So I picked up my sister and I came back around, right? To see if that car was still there, to think that he thinks that I still crashed into him and like left the scene, right? I know my sister be doing that, doing a hit and run and just leaving, right? Mine was not technically a hit and run because I crashed into a pole slash sidewalk. I didn't crash into no one. It sounded like the car was like breaking down when I crashed into it, right? So I was like, oh my God, the car is messing around. So in my head, I was like, speed up, right? And it's supposed to be like 30 miles, right? And I was doing maybe like 45 or so. So I'm thinking that, oh, something's gonna happen or he's taking my license. For some odd reason, I thought that. But apparently he was not even behind me, right? Because I thought he was back there, right? So I did that, right? And apparently he was not there when I came back around. But I want to know if you guys did this. I know my sister be doing this all the time, but it was different for me because I crashed into like a thing there and the car just made some weird sounds like it was breaking down, like the engine was crashing down or something like that, right? I don't know. But the car didn't felt the same, but whatever. So I wonder if y'all guys had like a little story time like that, like you did a hit and run and the person thought that you really hit them, but you didn't really hit them. You actually hit into a pole or some other object. I saw this one crash, right? And this person crashed into the tree, right? And it was so unique how he crashed into the tree, because the tree is like straight, right? And his car was like this, but it crashed, and then like the side of like the the lights for the car crashed into that, right? So it was kind of unique when I saw that. I was like, how can you do that? How is that possible to crash it in a certain way? It's not like he went straight. It was like a turn, that he crashed into, right? And that's why it was like a long line to like leave and then go to the direction of going straight, right? But people was being so nosy, right? And just watching them. They didn't even call the police. So weird, right? They didn't call the police. They just kept watching it, and going slowly, right? But then I saw another car, but we was on the opposite side of the intersection. The crash happened on this side, but the tree is like in between. So we was going straight, and then I saw a car, like a pickup white truck, stopped right beside him, right? The guy came out his car, you know, the door was already open, right? So I'm thinking he good, you know. I'm thinking that, right? So the guy stayed there, you know, with that guy who was in that crash, or a girl, or whoever it was in that crash, right? And then I see out of nowhere a car, right? And I guess it was an undercover cop because it had like the black and red lights, you know. And then he come up close to the person who crashed, right? And I'm thinking that it's solved, right? But then I was like, okay, if it's solved, why are these people being still nosy and going extra slow to go straight, right? I guess that's how people is, you know. They kind of nosy, you know, but they don't want to help. Is that even like even a thing? Because I don't think so. If you're gonna be nosy, at least try to help the person. That's how I see it. You know, don't be nosy and just watch the whole scene takes place. You know, but yeah, I guess that's it. And that's the time that I did a hit and run, but I hit the pole, stop sign, and the sidewalk. You know, like and subscribe, turn your notifications on. I see you later.